Like, I kind of isolated myself from my family and my friends, went to another level mentally in order to prepare myself for what was in front of me. It was a rebuild, right? Maybe not from a mindset and organizational standpoint, but I also looked at it as an opportunity to show the world who I am and what I could possibly do.
Oh my goodness! Jaylen Brown detonates on the Thunder.
When did you get into all this, into astrology and into numerology, and why?
I've always loved astronomy. The stars have been something I've been into. But this season, we lost half of our roster. So, I was exploring different ways to lead our group. But I started combining different forms and kind of putting them into like this cocktail where you combine numerology with astrology, with human design, and made a chart of all my teammates. And then with the use of all of these knowledge systems kind of in combination, you can kind of communicate better, lead better, and understand better.
Tell me about Joe. I'm curious.
I can't tell you about all my team because they don't have marketing. They don't have.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, first of all, what's your chart?
Mine? I'm a rat. You're a rat in Chinese astrology. I'm also a Scorpio. So, and you kind of put that together. Rats are, in the Chinese astrology, the rats won the race. So rats are typically winners. They have an obsession with winning. That fits. Fives are like, the fives are like the adventurers, the visionaries of the life path number.
Like your whole life's journey, your hero's journey, is right here. What were your demons for you to be who you are now?
I feel like I would make myself small for other people to feel comfortable, because I'm a results-oriented person. Long as we get the result is the most important thing for me. So however we get there, I can play my role.
What's up, everybody? We are back. And today we are watching NBA Today. Ramona Shelburne, Kendrick Perkins, and the crew. They just aired an incredible interview with Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen said something that stopped me cold. He said, "One of my toxic traits is that I have a hard time letting people see me weak. Isolated myself from my family and my friends. Went to another level mentally in order to prepare myself for what was in front of me." Let me read that again. He isolated himself from his family, from his friends, because he didn't want anyone to see him weak. That's not just competitive. That's a level of mental intensity that most of us can't even imagine. And he called it a toxic trait. The self-awareness is remarkable. Jaylen was coming off knee surgery. The Celtics had lost half their roster. Jason Tatum was out with the Achilles tear. And Jaylen looked at that situation not as a problem, but as an opportunity. He said, "I looked at that as an opportunity to show the world who I am and what I could possibly do." And that's exactly what he did. This season, Jaylen Brown is averaging career highs in points, rebounds, and assists in his 10th NBA season. He's scoring over 6.5 more points per game than he did last year. He has 35 30-point games this season, the 5th most in a single season in Celtics history. Only Tatum, Larry Bird, and John Havlicek have had more. That's elite company. That's an MVP caliber season. Kendrick Perkins said someth. "And that really hit me." He said, he quieted a lot of criticism and answered a lot of questions. Especially the question of can he be the Batman of a team and lead a team through the regular season? And the answer is hell yeah. Perk is right. Before this season, people wondered if Jaylen could be the guy. If he could carry a team without Tatum. He answered that question. Loudly. But here's what makes Jaylen different. It's not just the numbers. It's the way he leads. Ramona asked him about the astrology and numerology. And Jaylen explained that he started exploring different ways to lead the group. He combined numerology with astrology with human design. He made a chart of all his teammates. He said, with the use of all of these knowledge systems in combination, you can kind of communicate better, lead better, and understand better. That's not normal. That's not what most NBA superstars do. But it works for him. And his teammates have bought in. Perk brought up the chart too, He said, he goes even deeper and above and beyond than anybody could have imagined, creating that chart for his teammates. And then Perk joked that he and Jaylen are both Scorpios, both born in the year of the rat. The Scorpio energy was given, Perk said. And honestly, that explains a lot. Scorpios are intense. They're secretive. They're obsessed with winning. Jaylen said rats in Chinese astrology are typically winners. They have an obsession with winning. That fits. Now, let's talk about the part of the interview that really got me. Ramona asked Jaylen, what were your demons for you to be who you are now? And Jaylen said, I feel like I would make myself small in order for other people to feel comfortable. There's a difference between playing your role and making yourself small, dimming your light. And I've done that in capacities in my life. Your light is meant to shine. So let it shine. That's powerful. That's a guy who spent years deferring. Years not wanting to step on toes. Years worrying about how his intensity might affect others. And this season, he decided to stop. He decided to let his light shine. And look what happened. Career highs. 35 30-point games. The Celtics stayed in contention at the top of the league despite all the injuries. Ramona asked him if he thinks he should be MVP this year. And Jaylen's answer was honest. He said, analytically, probably not. Honestly. But then he said something that matters more than analytics. He said, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this season. From a performance standpoint, doing what my team needs me to do on both ends of the court. And from a leadership standpoint, galvanizing guys, getting everybody on the same page in the midst of uncertainty to help keep us in contention. The analytics don't quantify who I am and who my spirit is. That's the thing about Jaylen Brown. You can't measure him with numbers. You can't put him in a box. He's a warrior. He's a student of astrology. He's A.L. Eater. He's a guy who isolated himself from his family to prepare for the hardest season of his career. And he came out the other side as the best version of himself. Perk said, if the Celtics weren't in the position that they were, I don't believe that Tatum comes back. That's high praise. Jaylen Brown held down the fort. He kept the Celtics afloat. He gave Tatum the time to heal. And now, with Tatum back, the Celtics are dangerous. Here's my question for you. Is Jaylen Brown the most underrated superstar in the NBA? And should he be in the MVP conversation? Drop a comment. Let me know. And if you want more of these breakdowns, hit that like button and subscribe. We are building something real here. I'll see you in the next one.